Right, let's go back up to our literature club, which I guess it's our first day at the club. Oh, it's girl 1. Who could this be? And girl 2, we don't know who this is. Let's get introduced to our new friends at the literature club. Yeah, except like one less than there was, wasn't there? No, it's not really how it is. We're just here for cupcakes, if I remember right. Yeah, and we also have a feeling that she's probably way into manga for some reason. We feel that way. Also baking. Alright, Yuri's the vice president now. So, are we gonna write some poetry? I guess is what we're doing now? Oh, she was gonna bake the cupcakes? I guess she didn't know about it. She wasn't told. So I guess we have to stay without being bribed with some cupcakes this time. Let's, sit down and get to know each other, right? Because we've never met anyone before. We have no idea who any of these people are. Right? We wanted to go to the anime club. We remember that. It sure is been fun and exciting. Yeah, it seems like there should be like one other person in the club. Yeah? This is not exactly brand new. Yeah, you gotta do something to make literature more exciting. You know, something to shock the audience, I guess. Yeah, the festival, how about that? It sounded like it was gonna be a good time. I guess we won't know. We're all gonna, recite some poetry. Get volunteers to come up on stage. I guess that's not happening. And we spent so much time and effort baking the cupcakes. I guess those cupcakes don't exist anymore, huh? Alright, gonna drink the tea. Yeah, our teachers gave permission. I remember that. Yeah, she's trying to impress me. I remember that. Yuri and Natsuki sort of have a competition going on, though of course they'd never admit it. Oh, visual novels, I guess, about literature. It's what I've been reading anyway. Yep, manga. Don't forget about the manga. That gets Natsuki's interest, because she is way into the Parfait Girls. Not that we would know about that. We wouldn't know anything about that. What is Yuri into? She, of course, is much more sophisticated, much more literate than the rest of us. She likes fantasy novels instead of low art like manga. We all like a lot of things. And throwing us for a loop is what writers can do. It's what they can do. Horror, you say? We don't know anything about horror. So this is basically, I think, the same conversation that we had the first time. Natsuki doesn't like it because it's not cute. She likes the cute things, though of course she will never admit to liking the cute things, because she doesn't want to be thought of as cute herself. She wants to be taken seriously, not just as a small cute girl. Does not want to be thought of as that. Yep, write your own poems. I mean, I guess all of us are going to be writing poems, I suppose. Is that what we're going to be doing tonight? Well, I only have 2 girls I'm trying to impress this time instead of 3 with my poetry. Is that how this is going to happen? No one wants to show their work. It's very embarrassing to show the thing you've been working on, your creativity, to other people. You just want to keep it to yourself, because if you keep it to yourself, it can't be judged. You can't be thought of as poor. Yep, going home, we're writing poetry. That's right. When we meet, we'll share them with each other, and we'll see how it goes. Even though, of course, it's going to take up the time I was going to spend watching anime. We remember how that goes. All of the anime jokes were happening. But not so much this time, because we already kind of saw all this already. There is a problem, yeah. Well, yes, we never said we would join it. And, last time, the girls were all very disappointed at the idea that I was not going to join. Right? They all sort of lowered a little bit like that, right? Uh-huh. What's that? I would love to know what the truth is. Right. Yeah, a 4th member. Where would someone like that come from? Yep, we feel that we have to make decisions based on what other people will think. We can't make decisions just based for what's good for us. We're too weak. So we have to decide that we will join the literature club even though we don't want to. There weren't even any cupcakes this time around. Alright, official club. Alright, yep, I'm amazing. So I've been told. It's not the first time I've been told. Alright, we're gonna go home. And we're gonna write some poems. Yeah, expressing myself with poetry about the current situation. Alright, we're going home. Of course, we're going to walk home alone, because we never walk home with someone else. That's never happened. Yeah, one of these 3 girls. And only 3. Alright, let's go to the poetry. Yeah? Can you hear me? That's not a poem. That was like just one sentence. I'm not an expert of poetry, but I don't think a 1 sentence counts as a poem. Who knows? I certainly don't know. Maybe someone who's more literate knows. Anyway, yeah, we have 2 girls we're trying to impress. And only 2. Alright, so let's say frightening, maybe? Massacre, I suppose. Something certainly broken. The horror, sure. And grief, all right. Disorientation, sure. There's certainly some of that. And sadness. And let's see, maybe we're also thinking possibly about entropy. And maybe sunsets. And possibly, poof, just like poof and someone's gone is how that can happen. And we were told certainly some things recently about depression. We just heard a giggle, I suppose, from that special poem. And maybe we might be visiting a graveyard, who can say? Maybe there might be some pain that is felt. For some reason I have suicide on my mind. I can't imagine why I'm thinking about that. And, and bunnies. Bunnies are good. Sure, everyone likes bunnies. And maybe a feeling of excitement about eternity, and maybe feelings of hopelessness, possibly, about death. And I think it's pretty clear who it was that we're impressing with this particular poem. It wasn't really spread out very much between the two girls. Anyway, we come back the next day for our second session at the literature club. Oh, hello, Yuri. I think my poem is going to impress you today. I have a feeling about that. Overwhelming might be a pretty good word. Right? Diving headfirst into something that that I don't really know what to expect. Oh, hey, Natsuki. You just sort of rose up from the floor, I guess is what that was? I mean, I don't think she physically dragged me. I could have said no. Hey, I wrote a poem. Gonna be a serious, full member of the literature club. Monica, you're in the way. Can you maybe step back behind the dialogue box? Just sort of take a step to your right and then back and then to your left, and I think it'll be good. Mm-hmm. Sure, I want to feel comfortable. Comfort is good. Okay, what am I going to read? Yeah, we're in the club now. Let's read a book. Why not? Yeah, I know. You're embarrassed and introverted. I know. I get it. Let's read a book. Let's pick up a book and read it. I want to get literate. Pick up that book. What are we reading? It's just reading a book, Yuri. It's really not that big of a deal. Alright, what's the book? What is it? Let me see this book. Give me the book. Just show me it. Discuss the book. I need to get the book before we can discuss the book. The cuteness does not have to do with the book. Let's get that book. I'll read. I can't promise I'm going to read it if I don't know what the book is. Let's take the book. What is it? What's the book? I don't know what the book is. Did that happen last time? It might have happened last time like that. I don't know if we ever found out what the book was. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Probably a different book than the one we have. right? She's looking around in the closet. What is the book? Oh no, it is the same book. Yeah? What is the book you're reading, by the way? Yeah, I'm just wondering what the book is. So embarrassing and awkward. Rereading a bit of what? Yeah, which book is that, by the way? Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? That's like the weirdest thing that's happened today, having 2 copies of the same book. Whoever heard of such a thing? Someone buying 2 copies of the very same book? That's weird. Yeah, just happened to buy 2 of them? Have you ever seen anything stranger than that? It's a real page turner, whatever that book is. All the reviews on Goodreads say that book is very engaging and relatable. Yeah, what is the book about? What's on the cover of the book? Just tell me something about it. Portrait of Markov. Okay, at least we have a name. Mm-hmm. All right, something uplifting. Well, I guess this is why you probably were a bit hesitant to tell me what the book was about. How about that? This sounds like a real page-turner. Yes, don't tell me spoilers about what's gonna happen. It sounds like it's something I'm really gonna enjoy reading. Yeah, the book, not, you know, human experimentation. You're talking about the book. Yeah, nice story where a dark turn comes from nowhere. Weird. No, I'm sure I'll love all of the human pain and suffering. And then we can discuss it every day at the Literature Club. Well, is that the lesson of the book? I guess I'll find out when I read it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you pronounced all those Y's, but I guess that counts as rambling. What problem is that? All right. No, I mean, a lot of people are like that, where they pay more attention to their entertainment than other people. Oh, don't worry, you've already said a lot of strange things. Okay, I will interrupt you and tell you to shut up. Right, it's a literature club. We're all here to read and to discuss our thoughts about literature, books, poetry. I better start reading it. I am interested in reading all about this human concentration camp and all the experimentation and the limbs getting cut off. It all sounds so good. I got the book. Let's read. See, I have it. We're going to sit here together, and we're going to read this book that you selected. Let's just read the book. Like, this whole conversation was about reading the book. Well, that's why we're here, in this literature club, so we can enjoy literature with other people. Like, preferably, 5 people altogether instead of 4 as there is now. Just feels like there should be 5. Was she looking at us to see what our reactions were to the book? How do you pronounce those thick borders around those words? I'm not sure how you pronounce that. That's quite remarkable. Oh, good goodness. Sliding that desk up against hers. And we're going to share the book. Touch those shoulders together. Read that book. And now one of each of our hands is controlling the book. It's like the two of us are one person. Like 2 people were conjoined at the shoulder. Like maybe something that happens in this book. Kind of like what she was describing. Got to squeeze real close to read this book. Well, I mean, yeah, she's right there. It's going to be kind of hard to not actually see her out of the corner of our eyes. I am so ready to read this book. Let's get started. Yeah, turning this page. What could possibly have distracted us from this piece of literature in front of us? No, I never actually read. It's kind of a sad thing. Continue reading. What do we think about the book? So intimate, this book reading. What is the main character doing in this book, I wonder, considering what we know about the plot? Well, okay, that is definitely something that Yuri does. She thinks that maybe what she's saying is a bad idea before she even stops saying it. What else are we talking about here? Future events in the book, huh? Well, yeah, it's because we're both squeezed up together around this book. It's kind of an unusual way of reading. Oh, it's an intense book. I'm sure that you got to keep hydrated while reading this book about the human experimentation. Mm-hmm. No, Yuri just got thirsty. Had to go get some water. I mean, granted, we were, like, sort of huddled up against each other, both reading a single book, which is kind of a strange thing to do. Didn't do anything. We are perfectly innocent. All we did was read a book. What, she needs water? Well, we all need water. All of us, every day. Right, the poems. Mm-hmm. Yep, let's start reading some poems. Alright. Well, let's share it with Natsuki. I mean, I know that this is not going to be to Natsuki's tastes, as Yuri was the one who liked the words that I was choosing, but Yuri's not here right now. Let's see what Natsuki thinks about this. Someone like me? You mean an anime fan? Well, I'm sure, you know, it evoked some emotions depending on who would be reading it. Emotions of, you know, sadness and death. It was all kind of about that. Yep, let's see it. I wonder if it's going to be any different. No, this is the same. This was the same that we got last time. Here's her very simple poem. Right, sophisticated writing, but she thinks that simple writing has its own value of writing where you just get to the point. Right, easy to read, but hits you hard. Feel inadequate compared to the other people that are around you. Seems like they're doing so much better than you are, and you're falling behind. A professional poet. Alright, looks like Yuri's not back yet, so what does Monica think about my poem? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Well, I mean, as far as activities, I can't really think of anything. I might want to bring up, you know, the one person who was here in another reality, but apparently is not here now. But I don't really know how I would bring that up.